Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Hoopz Junkiez podcast. I am your host, Marcus. That's AB. And we are going to jump right into the topic today. So, we have an interesting one for you. Today, we are going to talk about the NBA players, right? The current NBA players that are having the most impact on the way the game is played today. All right. So, it's not going to just be one player. I mean, I think I have mine. I don't know who you might be thinking about. And if you have
got
like
a few in mind.
okay, if you have like if you want to go by position, also you could do that as well. But so let's get started. I'll start with you. Which NBA player do you think is impacting the game or influencing the game the most?
Well, as much as I hate saying this, because I'm not a big fan of the Golden State Warriors, but Steph Curry jumped off the page.
Right.
I think that Steph Curry and his ability to shoot the three ball and to shoot from the range that he does it, where he's a threat from that far out, really changed the way offenses play, and it's changed the way defenses play. It's changed the way you defend people. So you think about the distance that defenses have to come out and defend people. 3, 4, 5 years ago, people weren't shooting threes from 4, 5, 6 feet behind the 3-point line. Now every night you can see Damian Lillard, James Harden, Trae Young. Everyone is shooting, and they have the ultimate green light.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're capable of making it, and what it does is stretches your defense out so far that now trying to defend the basket that's a task.
Right.
Because there's so much space that you have to cover, to defend the basket, and then especially in the pick and roll. You got someone that can operate with the pick and roll, and the court is as spaced as it is. It makes defending the pick and roll pretty. That's a hard thing to do.
And the thing too about Steph is that his shooting is so good that it makes him dangerous it makes him like a triple threat, because he could shoot it, he could drive it, or he could kick it to somebody else and pass it. I mean, and he's as efficient with getting to the rim as he is with shooting the basketball.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
And now there's people that are just as effective at doing it. I mean, obviously Damian Lillard come to mind, Trae Young come to mind. James Harden, started shooting. And not just, again, with Steph, it wasn't just him shooting the threes from, the distance he was, also at the volume that he did it at. And then James Harden kind of took what Steph was doing and did it to a whole nother level as far as the volume, and the distance. So, like you said, being able to shoot it, get to the basket, make plays, it's a whole new game, and Steph Curry got to get credit for that.
All right. So that's a good first choice. But I would say Steph Curry was one of those in the back of my mind, but he's not the one that jumps off the page to me. The one that jumps off the page to me, and I'm proud to say it, is James Harden. Yeah. James Harden influenced the way the NBA game is played so much that he's also influencing the way the WNBA is playing.
Yeah, I'll try not to be too biased and try to go with somebody else.
I understand that, but you got to give credit where credit is due. And James Harden, as far as, and here's the thing with James Harden, it's in a couple of areas how he's influencing the game. Number one is his step back.
Yeah. The step back is everybody's got it in their arsenal now.
Everybody, even Steph Curry tried to do it. Steph Curry is kind of slick with it because he's like, I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to want to copy his step back, but I will do a side step. So he work on this little sidestep thing that he got, and I can't
LeBron
say
got the sidestep too. It's so robotic. I hate every time I see LeBron do the sidestep.
Yeah, but Steph Curry's sidestep is so exaggerated. It's like he jumped all the way to the side. And I can't say that I remember seeing him use it during the actual game.
He's not very, very good at it.
And it's probably something that he's continuing to work on. But here's the thing with James Harden. He had the step back, and then now he's working on this little one-legged sidestep 3-point.
Yeah, I hate that shot.
Off of one foot.
That's I give him credit for being, innovative and creative, whatever. I really don't ever want to see that shot taken in the NBA unless you under no time on the clock, and you
I
just
don't
have
want to see it. I don't want to see it either. But it puts me in the mind of remember some years ago with Allen Iverson, where it's like he come out with a new crossover every other season or something like that, and it's like, oh, what's the new crossover for Allen Iverson? And that's probably why James Harden compared his game to Allen Iverson, because everybody wanted to see what he was going to do next. But I'm not done with James Harden though. So also the way that James Harden is able to draw fouls. I mean, he on another level with it. Dude, he on such a level that if your team can't draw fouls like that and keep up with him, the 3-point shooting, the step back, and drawing the fouls, it kind of it separates him from the crowd. And if you can't keep up with that, he gonna bury you. He gonna bury you from the free throw line, and he gonna bury you with the amount of 3-point shots that he takes.
James Harden potency as an offensive player has gotten it's so common, such a common occurrence that people don't even talk about it no more. So when he goes for 40, 45, 50 points, it doesn't even really, it's not leading off the night. When Damian Lillard started going on his bench here, in the bubble, he was putting up 60. He was like, oh, wow, every night. And then people forget James has done that 10 times in the last year. In 2019, he scored 50 plus 10 times.
Let me ask you this. Daryl Morey and Mike D'Antoni is gone. Do you think James Harden keeps scoring at the same rate that he has been scoring? Or do you think that was just kind of baked into their system for him to score that much?
I think that it will come down some. I hope that it comes down some. Because I don't know, there's some clips going around in the Twitterverse and social media with James Harden with his first couple games with the Rockets after the trade.
Yeah.
And you look at the style that he was playing.
I know, I saw that. I love that. I love that James Harden.
So from a fan perspective, from a taste perspective, and I also think just for the effectiveness as a team overall, I hope that for him to get back to that. And
you almost forget that he can do that. You almost forgot that he can do that. You think that he have to do the dribble thing, and he really don't have to do that. And he can feed off the ball.
Luka, that's following along with the James Harden thing. But
how is he changing? Is he copying James Harden, or is he actually changing the game?
I think he is a very close carbon copy to James Harden.
Yeah. See, but I can't give Luka that just yet. Yeah. He needs to like carve his niche. Like he's doing a lot of what other players are doing what James Harden. He's the closest to James Harden. Yeah. But I don't think that he's actually carving his own niche.
Luka is like Kobe to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
You saying he's like the Kobe to James Harden, Michael Jordan?
Yeah. Luka is to James Harden what Kobe is to Michael Jordan.
Okay, yeah.
Jordan. It's that similar. Is that similar in how they attack?
Yeah. What about big men? Are there any big men that you think is kind of like changing the game from their standpoint, from their position?
I mean, nowadays, the big man being able to step out and space the court and be mobile. I mean, you got Anthony Davis, that can operate on the perimeter, almost as comfortable as he is in the post. Actually, he might be more comfortable on the perimeter.
Yeah, it don't look big. The Anthony Davis was a guard when he was in school, so that's probably the case. He'd rather play facing the basket than with his back.
There's some people that are changing the game, but no one can emulate it. Like,
what about Jokic?
Giannis, you can't even emulate what Giannis do. LeBron been doing it for such a while, but no one can emulate that. Like it's game changing for sure, but they're too unique.
What about Jokic? Do you think from the center position he's kind of changing? Like people are wanting, because so think about what all Jokic could do from the center position. He can step out and shoot the three also, but he also good with passing the ball. He got some moves down low, kind of like remind me of Akeem Olajuwon. Not
You know
exactly
what?
Akeem Olajuwon, but you know.
You know what Jokic is? He's like the modern day in his prime Arvydas Sabonis. Where when Sabonis came to the league, he came into the league and he was already kind of really past his prime because it took that long to get
Yeah.
to the NBA.
Was Sabonis shooting threes though?
He was. So and then obviously he played in the early 2000s. So the three ball wasn't emphasized to the level that it is now. So you have 53 second in the game now. You used to have 15.
Yeah.
So he wasn't shooting it at the volume, but he would step out and shoot three, which is something that was new for having a big man that was as big as he was, that had the touch that he had.
Yeah. As far as what they doing is new.
Damian Lillard is building up a cult following.
Yeah, so, Damian Lillard.
I think him and Steph Curry are the ones I think that people are more likely to try to emulate.
I think KD people have been wanting them to find a KD for a while. KD kind of put me in the mind of a Tracy McGrady as far as being long and athletic and can shoot and just kind of do a whole bunch of stuff.
Everything.
Yeah.
You know who else changed the game? Russell Westbrook.
How did Russell Westbrook change the game in your mind?
So being the having bigs boxing out, to allow a good rebounder like him at the guard position
to get it and go,
get the rebound and go.
Yeah.
So you don't waste time having to rebound the ball and then try to slow it up to get the ball into the hands of the playmaker. He gets it off the backboard and he can go. And you get him attacking on in transition versus his weakness is operating in the half court.
Yeah, that aggression that Russell Westbrook played with, like crazy aggression, that can't be duplicated.
Yeah.
Who closest remind you of Russell Westbrook as far as how they played their aggression? I tell you, for me, it's what's his name from Ja Morant. Ja Morant kind of played with that Russell Westbrook type of aggression. It's a little bit more finesse.
I see more Derrick Rose and Ja Morant than I see in Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is different.
Yeah, he's different.
I
forgot about Derrick Rose, but yeah, Derrick Rose.
Prime like Ja Morant and
prime Derrick Rose.
Prime Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
And then Donovan Mitchell, I see a lot of Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, with Donovan Mitchell, yeah. That's true.
I don't know, man. The league is in good hands. I'm interested in seeing some of these young dudes start to take off.
Would you be interested in seeing like who's next after LeBron James? After he's like on the decline and it's kind of falling back a little bit and not getting as much attention.
Force him out, but man, like pass the throne.
Yeah.
Like,
it's about time. You've been sitting on the throne for 17 years now. Pass it.
Aren't you supposed to be on the decline?
Yeah.
Like,
the dude ain't on no
decline.
Don't
your knees hurt? My knees hurt just sitting right here.
Mine too. I have to stretch my knees every night.
When we get off this conversation,
gotta make sure I take my vitamins.
My knees down from the conversation.
You're an old man, dude. You're an old man. I'm older than you, but you still an old man.
Yeah,
you had what? You had 2 knee surgeries?
Yeah, a couple. I probably need a new one.
I probably look. You get knee surgery like you updated medication, huh?
I had to go to physical therapy the last 2 days.
But
it ain't the weather. I just got bad knees.
Yeah. So let me bring up something that I read today on the Bleacher Report, and it's Daryl Morey had his press conference today, and he was talking about how he believes that this team is set up real nicely to win a championship. If this team win the championship, who would the credit go to? Would it go to the players as far as them improving, Will it go to the new coach, Doc Rivers, bringing a new philosophy and a playing style to him? Who do you think who do you think going to be responsible for that championship?
I feel like the players always get the most credit, but the truth of the matter is it's a team wide effort.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts with the front office bringing in the right players. So if Philly takes a big jump, it's gonna be because Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons got better. It's gonna be because they had a coaching upgrade with Doc Rivers, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also gonna be because they also finally had the right talent put around him. And I think that Philly 2 years ago, when they had the shooters with JJ Redick and Marco Bellinelli and those guys, the shooters, when they had
Mm-hmm.
that, they were they were on the right path. And then
Yeah.
they let their shooters walk. And then now when you got Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, you got to prioritize shooting.
Let
Every
me.
team prioritize shooting, but
I'm gonna say something controversial right here. I don't think there's much more improvement that Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons can get. The improvement for them to take that next step, to me, the improvement is gonna have to be a mindset change, not a skill change. Ben
I
Simmons is what he is. He ain't shooting the basketball.
Well, no, I agree with that for Joel Embiid, and I'm 100%. I think that it's a mindset, it's maturity, mental stability, whatever. But Ben Simmons, oh, he can become a better shooter. Yeah, there's so many people who couldn't shoot when they entered the league, and for most of their career, Jason Kidd couldn't shoot a lick. Ray John Rondo couldn't shoot a lick. You
But I
know how
don't
many?
think it's becoming a better shooter. I just think you just need to, in your mind, say I'm gonna shoot the ball and
Well,
purpose to shoot the ball.
yeah, exactly, and so that's mental, but it ain't in order for him to get over the mental thing. He needs to get in the gym and shoot, and that'll help him
Well, I
get.
mean, according to the video that was surfacing, he was in the gym shooting. He just don't do it in the game.
Yeah,
You know
but
how serious that those
I
shooting
mean,
practices was.
if
I don't know.
you can go. Well, first of all, I can shoot, so I don't want to sell myself short. But I mean, anybody can go out there and record a video
Right.
and show them hitting 5 threes in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, but if he's shooting. I mean, what more can you ask for? That's the
yeah,
only
he's also an NBA caliber player. Most NBA players
can
can
shoot
shoot.
some.
Yeah.
Again, though, you just made my point for me. They all shoot. He just needs to make up his freaking mind that he gonna shoot during the game.
Well, he needs to make up his mind that he gonna get out there in the summertime and get up 500 shots a day, 1,000 shots a day, whatever it takes,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it takes.
I think I think it's a mindset change for them as far as skill wise, unless they add new pieces around them. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons is what they is. The only way they can get better is improving their mindset and how they approach the game. But other than that, I think it'll be I think it's the coach's philosophy and maybe playing them differently. And I think that's going to happen with Daryl Morey and Doc Rivers on them.
I'll say this. What do you think about Doc Rivers as a coach?
Doc Rivers as a coach, he can't go in there doing that stuff like Baby and the superstars like he did in LA, because that ain't cutting it. I mean, you had the perfect team: Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and then a whole bunch of role players that did pretty good in the playoffs without having a superstar on the team, and you got them all together. So now it's taking that and creating a team atmosphere and showing everybody, hey, ain't none of us better than the other. We all gonna contribute to it, to this whole thing together. And we can't be like coddling the superstars and letting you get favoritism and stuff like that, because you're just ruining your team.
That's always been his MO, though. Even when you think back to Boston, when they won the championship, and then the next year they lost the championship,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going out the, saying, well, we never lost with our full team healthy. We never lost. No, y'all lost.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, and then he was just like, y'all can just rest on, we never really lost with our team healthy. No, y'all lost. That's part of the marathon and getting through the season, getting through the end. And for whatever reason, you lost. And then also, I think that he gets a pass. Doc Rivers is a good coach. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And he probably from all, everyone says that he's even a better man.
Mm-hmm.
But he's blown 3-3-1 leads with 3 different teams.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 different iterations. The Clippers twice, but way different, iterations of the Clippers. And also with Tracy McGrady when he was in Orlando.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to start looking at what is Doc Rivers doing wrong.
He on that Mike D'Antoni tip, huh? Listen to the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment so that you can be a part of the conversation. And we appreciate you guys watching the podcast. AB, you want to say something?
Yeah, I like to hear from any of our followers out there, fans. Like you said, leave a comment. Let us know. Who do y'all think? Who do we leave off the list? Because I know there's some.
Yeah, did we leave anybody off that list?
I'm not thinking about. There's some Carmelo Anthony fan or something like that. Like Carmelo changed the game.
Carmelo ain't did nothing. No, yeah, it is. I'm sure it's some people that we left off that didn't come to mind, but those players that we named, they just kind of jumped off the page right when you brought up the topic. It's an easy.
Anybody that's a Golden State Warriors fan, y'all know don't like him. And I gave your boy his props, so I won't hear nothing else. It won't be no other compliments coming for a while.
Yeah.
To Wardell.
Yeah,
okay?
I give him a compliment if he get a decent lineup, like Kevin Hart said. Other than that, he gets no more compliments. Thank you for watching the Hoopz Junkiez podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want to check out more videos, don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you are alerted anytime we post new videos.